Anansi and the Box of Stories. Long ago, before stories belonged to everyone, they belonged to only one being, the sky god, Nyame, who kept them locked in a carved golden box high above the clouds. No person on earth had stories yet, no legends, no folk tales, no wisdom passed from grandparent to grandchild on dark evenings beside a fire. The world was quieter then, and some say lonelier. Anansi the spider heard about the box and decided, as Anansi always decided, that he would simply have to get it. Now, Anansi was small, much smaller than you might expect for someone with such enormous plans. He had 8 legs, quick and clever, and eyes that saw in all directions at once. Most creatures underestimated him, which was, as Anansi well knew, an advantage. He climbed his longest thread of silk all the way to the sky and stood before Nyame, who was large and golden and somewhat amused by the small spider who had traveled so far to ask him something. "I want to buy your stories," said Anansi. Nyame laughed a laugh that sounded like thunder rolling in from the horizon. "Many great kings and queens have tried to buy my stories," he said. "All have failed. The price is this. Bring me Onini the python, who cannot be captured. Bring me Osebo the leopard, who will not be trapped. Bring me the hornets, whose sting no one can endure. Then the stories are yours." Anansi bowed 8 times, once for each leg, and climbed back down his thread. Already, he was thinking. For Onini the python, Anansi cut a long branch and brought it to the great snake's resting place. "I have been arguing with my wife," said Anansi cheerfully, "about whether you are longer than this branch or shorter." "Longer," said Onini immediately. "Then let me measure," said Anansi. "Stretch out beside it." The python stretched. Anansi tied him to the branch while measuring loop after loop of silk, murmuring numbers. By the time Onini realized what was happening, he was thoroughly tied. For Osebo the leopard, Anansi dug a pit and covered it with sticks and leaves. He was sitting nearby eating when the leopard fell in with a great crash. "How terrible," said Anansi with enormous sympathy. "Shall I help you get out?" He bent 2 young trees over the pit and tied them with silk, and when Osebo grabbed hold to climb out, Anansi released the trees, and the leopard shot up into the sky and right into Anansi's waiting web. For the hornets, Anansi filled a large gourd with water, then walked to the hornet's tree in the rain. He poured some water over himself and some over the hive. "The rain is heavy today," he called out. "You should come inside my gourd and stay dry." The hornets, grateful, flew inside. Anansi sealed the gourd. He climbed his thread back to Nyame with all 3 impossible things. Nyame looked at the python and the leopard and the hornets and was quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled. "Anansi," said Nyame, "you have done what great kingdoms could not. You used no great strength, no weapons, no army. You used your mind and your words and your patience and your willingness to be underestimated." He opened the golden box. Inside, it seemed as if the whole world was contained. Every story ever told and every story waiting to be told, all of them alive and humming with possibility. "These belong to everyone now," said Nyame. "Go and give them away." And that is exactly what Anansi did. He let the stories scatter like seeds in the wind, spreading to every corner of the earth, settling into villages and cities and hearts. Some stories were short, some went on for days, some were funny, and some were frightening, and some were so beautiful they made you catch your breath. But every single one had been bought by a spider who was small enough to be underestimated and clever enough to use it. That is why, when you hear a good story, you should always say, "This is one of Anansi's stories," because all stories are. And now you know. Sleep well, story keeper. More tales are waiting for you tomorrow.